Hello everyone, Books with Thanks back again with another video. I figured I haven't done a monthly update in a while, so I figured I'd start doing at least one every month now going forward. So for kind of the beginning of the month of August, I just wanted to give everyone a sense of where I'm at with what I'm reading right now and give kind of teases of some videos, some projects I'm working on. Before I get into it, if you haven't already, it would mean a lot if you could please like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, especially if I talk about anything today that you're also reading or excited about. Alright, so right now I'm currently reading 2 books, but I have kind of 4 on my radar, and I might just pick up the other 2 at a moment's notice. So I'll talk about the 2 that I haven't actually started yet, that are still like at the top of my mind. I'll talk about those 2 first. So first and foremost, this is just my fiance's Kindle, but on here, and I'll put an image of it up on the screen, I have Janny Wurts' novella, The Gallant, and this is a novella set in her massive epic Words of Light and Shadow universe and series. From what I understand, this can be read at any time and doesn't really have too many spoilers, but I am under the impression that it has a bit of a romance kind of angle to it, and that I've heard that it does a little bit more to explore some of the magic system or the magical elements of that world. So yeah, because this is a novella and an ebook, and I could at any moment just pick this up and start reading it. Definitely expect me to finish this within the next month and a half or so, and have a review up of this. Also, everything I talk about today, I will have dedicated reviews of when I finish them. And then next, anyone who's been watching my Sarah J. Maas reviews and content knows that the next one I have to read is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm very excited to continue this, kind of finish that first smaller sort of trilogy within her ACOTAR series. I really enjoyed the first 2. And yeah, I'm looking forward to everything this book has to offer, especially with how the second book left off. Again, much like Janny Wurts' The Gallant, with this book, I could start this, literally right after I finish recording this video. Like it's that much kind of in my focus, in my sights. So there's those 2. And then the next 2 books that I'm reading, I am currently reading these. I'm more than halfway, and I'll probably finish this one first. This is Rebecca Yarros' Fourth Wing. I am really enjoying this at the point I'm at. Started off a little sort of mixed feelings, but then the author has so far, at least 300 or so pages in, delivered enough kind of satisfying moments of payoff throughout. And it's a book about dragons, and I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is that Yarros really gets how kind of cool dragons are, and yeah, she totally takes advantage of that, and I think so far it's working really well. I'm excited to finish this book, post a review of it. It might be one of my more mixed reviews, just because it's not as much in the epic fantasy trend or like genre that I typically read, but definitely at this point still at least a 3-star read. And then last but not least, even though I'm percentage-wise furthest in Fourth Wing, what I've read like the most pages of, like what I've read the most of so far this month is Diana Gabaldon's Drums of Autumn. I'm a little more than like a third of the way through this. I'm really, really liking this book. This is the 4th in her Outlander series, and yeah, I'm just having a really great time with this, having a ton of fun. So those 4 things, Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, The Gallant by Janny Wurts, and A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. These are all the things, the books that are the most kind of important that I push through and get through this month. And then that kind of brings us into our next section. I have some exciting videos coming up on my channel. Coming up, as I mentioned, when I finish all of those 4 works, I'll give each of those a dedicated review. And with all of those, I expect to enjoy, or I expect those reviews to be overwhelmingly positive. I made a community post about this a little more than a week ago, but I'm working on this kind of weird creative project. I just on a whim decided to plug all of my favorite booktubers, or a lot of my favorite booktubers. There are some that weren't on this list, but I might do this type of thing again. I took 16 names, 16 different channels, and I put them into a simulation, a random number generator for the game of Survivor, like the reality competition show on CBS. I'm a super big fan of that, but also of Epic Fantasy and BookTube, and I thought this would just be kind of a fun, silly little way to merge those two interests. So I have the whole kind of boot order of who went out when, and I've been trying to go through and work out a story kind of after the fact of why different people were voted out in whatever position they were voted out, who might have been on an alliance with whom. It's all definitely just meant to be like in good fun. Wherever people are voted out, whatever I give their like motivations or reasons. It again, all in good fun, mostly just joking around. Just yeah, let's say two booktubers have a fun little rivalry. I definitely probably have incorporated that into the game in some way, shape, or form. Or on the other hand, 2 other booktubers might both have a lot of great content about one specific series. That definitely comes into play, and if they're working together in the game of Survivor to vote each other out. So that's been a ton of fun to work on that. I'll probably release that in a couple parts, and I figure I might also, with that first video, give a little bit of an intro to how the game works for any of you that aren't as familiar with the game of Survivor. That'll be fun. Expect those 2 videos coming in the next week or so. And then I do have an exciting author interview coming up, and hopefully we can get that recorded and posted within the next week or 2. Beyond that, I haven't touched on kind of the video game content that I do sometimes, just talking about narrative in video games, but I have started a replay of From Software's Dark Souls 3, and so I'm trying to strategize and kind of think about ways to make videos about the different areas in that game, the different kind of environmental storytelling that they use in specifically that From Software game. All of that and more coming up on the channel. Sorry, I know my summer kind of video posting hasn't been as regular as it was back in like winter or spring or so, but I do expect to get back on track of doing about at least two videos a week. For all of you still watching, thank you so much, and for all of you subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm hoping maybe by the end of the year to get to 500 subscribers. I'm close to the 400 mark, but hopefully if we get to that 500 point, then I might do like a live Q&A type thing, just to celebrate. So again, thank you all so much. Have a great day. Bye.